Hey guys, Jess with Peekaboo Wreath. We are back to work on the most adorable little Christmas Gnome wreath. It's gonna look like this. This is our metal sign. It says Merry Christmas. It has a Gnome holding a little Christmas tree. This one's got Christmas lights on him, and this one is holding a little hot cocoa. It has like the little snowflakes around the outside. Gorgeous and so cutesy. There's just so many elements in here that I can, use in my wreath. Even right here, we got like little snowflakes. Very, very inspiring. So we're going to be starting on that wreath today. We're going to be using this plaid mesh. This is a 24-inch pine wreath base. This was from Hobby Lobby, but they sell them lots of different places, I should say. So I'm just going through. I'm just taking my hand. I'm going against the grain just to get them sticking up. You don't have to take too much care in this step because you do, so like if you look here, there's two different sections, like layers. So like this is a bottom ring and then this is the top ring, and that's how we're gonna separate them, our mesh. Because when we do our 14-inch frames, we always put 12 ties are on the bottom and then 6 are on the top. And that's what we're gonna do with this one. We have our top layer and our bottom layer. So we're going through, we're fluffing it up a little bit, but we are gonna keep those two layers separated so that we can make sure that we don't include some of the top mesh on the bottom on accident, because the ties are already attached to this. We're just gonna use these different pine ties that are on this wreath already. We're not gonna add any pipe cleaners in or anything like that. I had a couple questions about that before. Yeah, if you look, see they're already attached and they're nice and long, and you can just twist it right in, and that's what I'll be doing. So we're going around. We're going to be adding, like I said before, these pieces of plaid mesh. They are 10 inches wide and 20 inches long. So I think that'll be perfect for our wreath base. The last wreath that we made on this wreath base, because it already does measure 24 inches, our wreath ended up being about 27 inches, which is a little big. So, a wreath can never be too big. We're going to gather it and put it in like that, but you want to make sure it still fits in your box. So, we're just going to be going through, we're going to be adding these in. We're going to be starting, it doesn't really matter where you start, but you want to make sure that you are putting your 12 ties on the bottom here, the 12 piece of mesh on the bottom. Some people have asked before, like, how do I make sure that it's even? What you can do, what I've seen before is, you can put one piece in and then you can put another piece directly across from it. What I do is, and what seemed to work out last time pretty well, is just kind of spacing them evenly. And then if you get towards the end and you have a lot of room or a little room, you can kind of move them around. They're not, stuck in there forever, and you're just twisting it one time because you're going to leave room to put in your ribbon. So as always, we're just keeping our thumb stationary, gathering up our fingers, putting the cut edge facing down, and then we're just finding two ties, putting that mesh all the way to the frame, and then twisting it one time in. So I'm trying my best to show you guys. I know I've gotten a couple comments on Facebook about how, you can't see the ribbons you're putting in, says one person. And then another person is like, yeah, I agree. Okay, sorry. I shouldn't feel so crappy about that, but, I guess. What do they say? It's easier to attract. I don't know. I guess it's always easier to point out a flaw than to give a compliment, I guess, right? We're all doing our best. Nobody's perfect. Come on. Can you find something about it you like? Or maybe just scroll on by, you can do that. You don't always have to give a crabby opinion, but anyways, this is the last piece of mesh on the roll. I see I have a little piece of tape on there, so let me take that off. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what you guys have been up to lately. I think I'm just gonna cut that because it's being troublesome to me. You can't even see it. You can see it, okay. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you've been making Christmas wreaths, winter wreaths. If you're making a if you make it just for your home, maybe you're working on fall wreaths still, you have to let me know in the comments what you guys are up to. Again, I'm just opening up a set of ties, just gathering it and opening up that mesh and then turning it. I was a little bit not sure what I wanted to do with the mesh on this wreath because the edge of the sign is plaid, and sometimes when you make it like too matchy, then the sign ends up kind of getting like lost, you know, in the details. But I think this will work out just fine. You know what? Some of wreath making is like, you know how it's going to turn out, and some of it is even a surprise, even after you've made a couple hundred wreaths. It's still kind of crazy to think about. So some of these ties are a little bit longer than others. I'm kind of trying to pick ones that I got a little bit of a little length on there. But again, I'm just twisting it one time. We just want it secure for now. We're gonna come through and put in our ribbons. We cut our 13-inch, we cut our 2.5-inch ribbons and our 1.5-inch ribbons to 13 inches long. And we're gonna be putting one in each tie. Again, we're putting the finished edge down and then moving along. So I really like this too because in that sign, one of the gnomies is holding a little Christmas tree, and this wreath base has all the pine ties in it, and I just think it's gonna look so cutesy. All right, we've made it all the way across, so let me count and see how many pieces of mesh I have left so that I know how many more pieces I gotta fit in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I gotta fit 3 more in. And I got space for 1, so I'm just gonna go around and kind of see where I can put a little bit more in there. I'm gonna make this nice and full. We got lots of red and plaid accents to put in. We have some ornaments that are red and black plaid. We have some holly berries that are nice and red. I think giving them, I'm using the shiny ones, and I think that's going to be a nice accent to the like matte finish of this mesh. I think it'll be pretty. I like to add in, you know, similar textures but different, or similar patterns but different textures. Just making sure that I'm going through and I'm putting these meshes up against each other. We're not, and make sure that we're not overlapping. I didn't mean to sound crabby a little earlier today about that comment. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's like, I don't know. I understand. Putting yourself out there, you're welcoming people's opinions, right? That's just kind of what goes with the territory, but the comments about it being helpful are much more plentiful, thankfully, than not, right? But come on, guys. We're people. Everyone's a person trying their best, right? Nobody's perfect. But, all right, so moving just this one over just a smidge. It is a technical term. Just kidding, it's not. But we're just moving it over just a little bit to give it a little bit more room. And there we go. Okay, so our bottom layer is all done now. Nice and cutesy and cozy for Christmas time. I'm gonna go around and put our 6 on the top now. Move this to the side a little bit so that you guys can see a little bit better. Here we go. Now we're going to the top ring. Start wherever you want. There's no set spot necessarily. Just want to make sure you're on that top ring and that you're pulling your mesh. We're going to be putting in our bow, and we're going to be putting in that sign and ribbon and all the goodies. So I'm excited to see how this one turns out. I think it's going to turn out really nice. And that's one good way to find out if you're putting your mesh in evenly is by placing another piece directly across from it. So that's what I just did a moment ago. So we're just gonna open these up, place it on in, just like that, and just pull it up a little bit. And so we cut 18 pieces at 20 inches. So that is exactly one roll of 10-inch mesh if it's 10 yards. So that works out so there's not any extras left over or hanging around. I don't really like to keep open rolls of mesh around because I feel like it just kind of, you'll see it on your shelf and then you'll be like, how much is left in here? You know, and then you end up measuring it out and then it's kind of a waste of time. So unless I have another project lined up, I don't normally save any remnants of mesh, or I try to just use the full roll in my project. Okay, one more piece and then we're gonna be all done. Gonna be done. So we're just rolling it up, keeping our thumbs stationary as I said before. There we go. Looks like a little bow tie. I flip it over so that the unfinished edge is facing down to help, you know, cut down on any frays. And then we're just gonna tie it right in and we are done. So there we go. Short and sweet, 24 inches already. Nice buffalo plaid. All right, next time we'll see you, we'll put our ribbons in. Thanks so much, bye-bye.